What a windy day. We had a dub over our intro, but we were here out at Lake Marsha subdivision showing a property to our clients. It is gorgeous. Look at these views. Check out the tour. Let us know what you think.
All right, today we find ourselves at Lake Marsha. Lake Marsha, it's not part of the chain of lakes. It's a supplementary lake. It's a private lake. It consists of 91 acres and is unincorporated Orange County. So it's just such a older neighborhood. A lot of the homes are being rebuilt, but it's eclectic. There's some older homes and some newer homes, some upgraded homes, and some base model older homes that you'll see. As we take a look off to the right, you can kind of see the lake off right behind these houses. These houses are on the lake. It's the little bay that we're in right now. As you can see, there is some larger homes on the lake, and I think you'll find that in Florida on all the lakes. It's such an attractor. We were actually in the neighborhood showing some clients a home right down the street. We might see the sign as we drive by. We were going to go in and do a tour and load that up, but we ended up not doing that because the clients showed up sooner than we expected. And no, they did not end up writing an offer on this one. It needed a little bit of work. It is listed a little below $1.4 million. It's on the lake. It has a very large lot. It's 2 acres total that you're responsible for. Of actual land, it's probably 0.75 to 1, and the rest goes into the water. Sorry for the jerkiness. Sometimes you get these speed bumps and then the gimbal just doesn't want to let loose of where it was looking at before. But I wanted to get those larger homes. They're so beautiful. Although it's hard to tell with some of the bushes, which is really nice because you get the larger lot, and so you have a decent amount of privacy. People driving through this neighborhood. Look at that beautiful home. And like I said, all these ones, as you can see on the map to the right, are on the lake. This is going to be our new way of showcasing communities. That way we can show you as we're driving and what they look like. The biggest thing with these videos, they're not the most exciting. However, they do give you a great idea of what the neighborhood is like, which is very difficult to tell from just pictures alone. We actually lost the GPS feed on that. Something happened, got stuck, and then so it comes back right up here. But that's okay. We're used to mistakes happening and having to roll with it. Let us know if you guys have a different way or a better way that you want these neighborhoods shown. Basically, like I said before, we just want you to be able to see what the neighborhood looks like. And we feel like if we show you on the map as we're driving through, you can see based on where you think you're looking at. As we make this turn, I could be wrong, but I do believe that Lake Marsha HOA or subdivision is on the right, and I believe on the left is something else. I'll have to check into that for you. A lot of these neighborhoods around here are smaller subdivision. Lake Marsha is what we're driving through right now, but as soon as we get done with Lake Marsha, we're going to go to Lake Marsha Highlands, which happens to be just north of that. People walking. Yeah, as you notice, there's no walking paths right here. However, down the road, that could always potentially happen. There's plenty of space, but it's not a busy road, so it's probably not necessary. And throughout this video, we actually did pass quite a few pedestrians. I try not to put them on the video out of respect, but I don't know what I'm looking at here. Maybe the sky. Gimbal probably floated up. I think I had the camera on top of the car at this point. I thought it would be a great view if I could get the lake, and I just couldn't get the lake, and it's right there. It's right in between all the houses. It's just difficult being I was on the passenger side filming as Jessica was driving. What I might do in the future, and we'll see what happens, but I do have a GoPro that I can put on the front of my vehicle, and I might just put it on the front and drive like that. We'll see what happens. That way I'm not all back and forth, up and down, all over the place with the camera. So we're going right. We already passed over this section beforehand. We started on that southern part by that cove, and we're making a right here so that we can get into that Highland part, the Lake Marsha Highland subdivision, which is a different subdivision, and we just wanted to show that this one's directly north, and there's a lot of opportunity and options for when you're looking in this area. I think a lot of people prefer the larger lots. The lots get slightly smaller as you go to the Highlands, and the houses are slightly smaller. So I believe you find that anywhere in Florida where there is the lake and the water. People tend to build larger homes. They can afford that. We love taking people through these Dr. Phillips and Windermere areas. They're just so beautiful. A lot of them have very historic style houses, and I know when we're thinking 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, it's just kind of boxy, but there is a lot of character on those, and you can see the oaks, the larger trees. We're driving under an oak right now that just makes it feel very historic in some regards. Just an older neighborhood built up, and look how set back these homes are. You just have so much space. And because the driveways are so big, you can see that driveway off to the left had 4 or 5 cars. A lot of people aren't even parking on the street because their driveways are so large. I gotta tell you, we love just driving through this neighborhood. Sometimes when you get into the more cookie cutter ones, like the one we live in, which we love, I'm not casting aspersions whatsoever, but sometimes when you get out into these older neighborhoods, you see the larger lots, you feel how quiet everything is, people just doing what they want to do. That guy, you can tell on that right with the boat, he had just redone his house. Beautiful house, just on the corner lot in the cul-de-sac. It just, I think when you drive through these neighborhoods, you gain an appreciation for the history and then the larger lot sizes. Of course, you then have those people that that aren't held by any real HOA requirements or restrictions. And I apologize if you heard my dog barking in the background. These overlays, the only thing about driving through here is we try to overlay over the top because we can't do it while we're driving. We're too focused on what we're doing as we're driving. Plus, it gives us an opportunity to kind of look back. Most HOA communities, we have a lot to talk about as far as what they're offering, what the HOA covers, what the requirements are, how not to get into trouble. If you're on the water, if you can even have a fence or whatever else. However, but in some of these communities, as you can see right there, I didn't want to get the video footage of that lady. She just looked like she was just having her own day, and I didn't want to disturb that. So I apologize for having to look at the mirror. I just didn't really feel necessary to get that lady in the picture and have her be upset. Because some people do get upset when some random dudes just drive by filming them. That's totally understandable. Usually I just explain what I'm doing and people are fine. They're like, oh, okay, that's actually a great idea. Hey, where's your channel name? Yeah, absolutely. I guess this would be a good point as we are getting towards the end of Lake Marsha Highlands to just reiterate that we do come here an extra hour or two early. We do spend time on the editing. We do it ourselves. We do it typically late at night after the kids go to bed to do the editing and whatnot. And it sure would be nice if you found it in your heart to hit the subscribe button. Maybe give us a like and follow us along on more adventures. More than anything, we would love a comment on what we can improve on or what you liked about it. We love the feedback, and sometimes the negative feedback is all you get, and we love the negative feedback too, because I want to hear what I'm doing wrong. I don't want to continue to make the same mistakes. We just left the Highlands right there. We're making a right, and we are considered right in between. I believe the Highlands is on the right. That could still be Lake Marsh on the right, and we're coming to a close. We already drove through here facing the other direction. And I'm going to sign on because as soon as we go over the speed hump, we're about to our conclusion.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hey, listen, we don't have enough time in these videos to put everything about the HOAs and the CDDs and all the information about the communities and everything. So if you want more information, my wife and I, we'd love to help you guys out. All you gotta do is get a hold of us. So thank you so much. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, and all the YouTube algorithm stuff.